Daredevil, Born Again's latest episode is one of the show's best so far, being a close call with episode 3, which revolved around White Tiger's trial, as the one I liked most in season 1. For those wanting gripping action, an intense setting, and shocking reveals, this is the episode you have been asking for. Last week, episode 7 surprisingly ended Muse's storyline. While the character does not appear in the show's new hour, I enjoyed how the Marvel Cinematic Universe series took this week's episode to further explore the impact Muse had on Heather Glenn. Daredevil might have saved her, and even though Charlie Cox's Matt Murdock points that out to his girlfriend, Heather thinks Muse and Daredevil are the same, just out there for themselves. Sure, we know Daredevil is a hero, but I feel like Daredevil, Born Again has done a good job so far of presenting the character's many complex layers. Matt is only fully himself when he gets to put his darker half on display when needed. I understand what Heather means. Besides that moral debate, episode 8 advances the show with a huge twist and Bullseye's long-awaited return. Bullseye escapes prison in a way only he could have. The villain remains as resourceful as ever. Wilson Bethel's Benjamin Poindexter, aka Bullseye, is one of the most frightening live-action villains in Marvel projects. He showed that in spades on Netflix's Daredevil Season 3, and when he came back in the Born Again first episode, it ended with the heartbreaking death of Eldon Henson's Foggy Nelson. Because Matt has shown he is still in a dark place after Foggy's death and does not feel that Bullseye being imprisoned is enough, as he implied by his reaction when prompted by the Punisher early in the season, I had been hoping for the villain's return. Daredevil can now confront the direct source of his biggest loss, and while that only partially happens in episode 8, with Matt's anger leading to him slamming Poindexter's head repeatedly on a table, I felt Bullseye's return was handled incredibly well. In both the original Daredevil series and now Born Again, we have seen how Bullseye can easily kill people by throwing whatever object is available to him. While I knew he would escape from prison as soon as I saw Dex at the start of the episode, I have to say that I was shocked by how he did it. Bullseye using one of his teeth to shoot a guard in the eye and then disguise himself as an officer to escape was a masterful move that fits the villain's disturbed and violent mentality. While I was excited by Bullseye's prison escape and felt the conversation between him and Matt was intriguing and emotionally charged, I loved what came after even more. That is because I could not expect that Born Again would use Bullseye's return to make a major reveal but also lead to an event I never imagined would happen in the MCU. Matt Murdock shockingly saves Kingpin's life. The real person behind Foggy Nelson's death is revealed. Throughout the episode, we watch as Matt slowly puts the pieces of the puzzle together. When I saw that Kingpin had ordered to move Bullseye to Gen Pop, I assumed he wanted him dead because he had been behind Foggy's death despite claiming the opposite to Matt. However, Daredevil, Born Again had a much better answer to that question and one that made a lot of sense for the character's trajectory in the show. Right after saying to Wilson Fisk that she has something to tell her husband, Matt realizes Vanessa ordered Bullseye to kill Foggy. One of my favorite parts of the show has been watching Vanessa become a more interesting character than in the original Daredevil. Ayel Itzura is finally getting to shine in the role, and we have seen what she is capable of, as Vanessa ruled New York City's crime families while Kingpin was away. That ruthless version of the character could have grown angrier at how Daredevil defeated her husband and sent him to prison. I enjoyed how Matt found out after investigating alone and took no time to confront Vanessa about it. With Bullseye loose at the event where Fisk, Matt, Vanessa, Heather, and more were, we never got time to let that revelation sink in. I knew Marvel was not about to kill Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin when Bullseye shot at him, especially before the season finale. However, I could never have predicted that Matt would put himself in front of Fisk to save the villain's life. I was astonished by what transpired. However, I can understand that Matt wants to take Fisk down himself and make Vanessa pay through the law. With Bullseye on the run, the finale promises more surprises.